Oh, shoot. Wagwan people, what's going on? What's popping? What's popping, yo? What's popping? Wagwan, I'm in the dark, yeah. So let me come down with something. I don't know Wagwan. What's going on? You know, if we're going and play that song, yeah?
Everyone in the family agrees on one favorite. The crunchy good.
What's going on? I don't like and share as I bring this. Check it.
It is nice.
Yeah, but are we a van family?
Are we a van family? Of course you are.
The van just talks.
Sales guy, give me your...
Alright, check it.
I'm talking about the law in America, the new immigration law. Man, you know hear about the new immigration law tabled in Congress in America. Say what? You know, the new law make all yard man of the law. The new law make Haitians put them hands on them job. You hear me now? The new law make all Trinidadians say wow. The new immigration law in America, you know. If you ever charge a new one bubble and the green card, them take your green card and give you back a yard.
What's going on, people? It is that day. It is the day after Christmas. Why go on? Big up on yourself. Big up everyone. Hopefully everybody have a wonderful Christmas. This Christmas was never so for me. I never really enjoy it. It was what it is. It was just one of them days there and all of that. But you know, thank God that my life is, we can't see it, and today's Boxing Day. You know, next week is New Year's and all of that. So the year is about to be finished, and this year has been a great year for me. I don't know about you, but if this year has been a great year for you, there's a lot to give thanks. Lot to give thanks about. As you know, it's all about immigration as always. I'm always bringing something different to my platform to help a lot of people. It's so funny today. I was home today because I decided I'm not feel like I want to do too much today, but I was home and a young man called me and I said, boy, doctor of remember such and such. And I said, not really. And I said, yeah man, rate it. And I said, yeah man, him getting papers. You know, him getting him away from his social now and so forth, and I have to go deal with them green card and things like that. And it was excited to hear when people get them green card, especially when you know, so you've been sitting and waiting for years and years and trying to get papers and can't get it. A lot of you are out there wasting time doing a lot of things out there and are not making the right decision and so forth. It's coming to the end of the year, and some of you maybe don't make any progress within your life throughout 2019, but here comes 2020 coming, and I don't know what you plan to do, but I recommend everybody out there to get a green card the legitimate way. Get a green card, get yourself sorted out, because any card can play at any time, and you can't blame anybody for your mistake or you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Before you go out there and commit crime and stuff like that, make sure you have some form of paper, have some form of right. No matter what it is, get your things sorted out. If you just get married and you don't know the process, or don't know what to do of putting in your paperwork, if you get married to, if you're a woman and get married to a man, or you're a man and get married to a woman and you don't know the process of putting in your green card, you don't know the first step, well, this is a way of start. If you don't need immigration help, then you can pass on the information to somebody who need it, because there's a lot of people out there need it, and there's a lot of undocumented people out there. And I was just reading something that it says that 540 Jamaicans are locked up in U.S. prison. 540, and that's Jamaica have the highest number in locked up, right? And out of the 540, I don't know how much of those 540 are legal or paperwork are in the process or don't have any paperwork at all, right? So I recommend you as a foreigner, if you can get yourself sorted out, get yourself sorted out and get papers. That means that you can be legal in the country. You can work, you can have a job, of course. You can travel back home, you can get a driver's license, you can enjoy the papers because you don't have nobody. There's a lot of women out there, there's a lot of guys out there. As a female, you can go married, or as a man, you can go married a female. There's a lot of options out there. Some of you are very picky, right? Some of you are very picky. Some of you look for roses and diamond wife, and some look for bashment husband and so forth and all of that and things like that. And some of the also, you feel me I say? So me I say to say people, paperwork is very important. If you have a green card and it becomes a US citizen, and so forth, you just need to follow the step, pay the fee, or you do your application. If you don't feel like, say boy, you can if you don't feel like you can fill out the paperwork, if you don't feel like you can fill out the paperwork, yes, Jeffrey, that's true. If you don't feel like you can fill out the paperwork for your citizenship or your green card, that's why you have a lawyer. Pay the money. And is a great lawyer. This lawyer work with a lot of people that have been incarcerated. He work with everybody. And if you know of somebody that just got arrested and looking for a good lawyer that could represent, it's not going to rip them off, that's going to be there for them, that you can reach at all time and so forth. This is a great lawyer. And in order for me to bring this lawyer on the program, I make sure say I check out this lawyer, make sure say this lawyer is good and this lawyer is a man of his word. And I am not going to come on here and pretty up anything and so forth. But I come on here and tell you as it is. So I am saying to you guys and so forth, get a pen and paper and things like that, because you know Trump now player. And you know say nowadays you drive and get in all kind of problem and so forth. If you have a green card, I am saying to you people, please do not abuse your green card. Having a it gives you every right possible. It means that you're illegal, but you don't need to abuse your green card. You some of you people that if you have your green card out of the United States of America and go back to your country longer than the time that you should spend, you need to get a waiver. You need to get a waiver. You need to get that waiver approved before you go travel, because if you go to the country, then more than 6 months out of the country, I think you can find yourself in a problem coming back into the United States. Not only that, when you have a green card, you must pay your taxes. You cannot have a green card and decide say you don't want to work, you don't want to do anything, and you just want to date. Just deny people in country like it's okay. You should pay your taxes. Taxes are very important. Sometimes you may make a little mistake and slack up on your taxes, yes, but try and catch up on it and so forth. Don't get a green card and then decide, say, okay, now you have a green card, now you have right to come in and out of people in country and find yourself back at your country and spend more time in your country. You cannot spend 90% of your time in your country. You have to spend 90% of your time here, because this is where you are a resident. And some of you get it wrong. And when you spend most of your time out of the country, and then immigration stop you at airport and them start to question you and start to hassle you now, then you want to make it look like that they are doing something wrong, which you make a violation and so forth, and they don't have to let you in. You understand? Let you in. Don't abuse your green card. Do not abuse your green card. Citizens have more rights than you. So therefore, even citizens... Yeah, I'm having some wireless problem, but don't abuse your green card, people. It's not good to abuse your green card. You know, take good care of your green card, and if you want to become a citizen. Now, if you want to become a US citizen and you have a problem where you have a medical condition as such as you can't remember things or you can't read. If you cannot read, you still can become a US citizen. And I did not know that there were so much people out there who have this problem. However, there's a lot of people out there who still have green card that are eligible for a citizenship, and they don't want to do the test because they're not going to remember, they can't read or whatever it is. you can still pass the test. You have to be evaluated by a doctor, and you can get your citizenship and so forth. That will help you from skipping of taking the test, right? That will help you from taking the test. So you can get your citizenship. So anybody out there, if you know your grandmother, if you know your son, if you know your grandfather, your sister, your mother, your auntie, your cousin, your best friend who want to do it but have a problem and so forth, you can still get your citizenship. You have to go to a doctor, and a legit doctor that does this, and they will validate you legally, and then they will present the documents to you or to your lawyer to bring to Homeland Security, where that can also help you. They could take that as consideration. So I am giving you this information. Now, if you are a U.S. citizen and you have a daughter or a son that has a green card, say, them get themselves in a, and whatever the circumstances is, and you becomes a citizen before they turn 18 years old, that means that they're automatically a citizen. If you have a pitney that has a green card and you becomes a citizen, before they turn 18 years old, that means they're automatically a U.S. citizen. And a lot of people don't know that. So I'm giving you the information, pass on the information. I'm going to call a lawyer because this lawyer time is very... And let him update you guys and tell you what's going on. And before I call a lawyer, the lawyer consultation fee is $125. Once you call the lawyer and say you get it off a Dr. Love program, it's $125 for your consultation. Means that you call the lawyer, pay you $125, and the lawyer can answer all of your questions. The next time you call the lawyer, you should be retaining the lawyer to use the lawyer, whether you want to become a citizen, look at your green card, or try to help you through problem that you have and so forth. It's $125. $125 is not a lot of money. It seems like a lot of money, which is a lot for a lot of people. But it's better off you get a lawyer opinion that is legit and know the system than to waste your money with a lawyer that don't know the system, or sitting there contemplating if you need to do it or not, or you put in paperwork and find yourself in a problem and mess up your own paperwork. So I am telling you guys, $125. Call the lawyer office, tell say you have a Dr. Love program. Make sure you mention the name, that means you can get the $125 discount. Don't matter where you are in the United States of America, you can retain this lawyer. There's a thing called fax machine, there's a thing called mail, and there's a thing called check, there's a thing called debit card, there's a thing called Western Union. This is a legit lawyer. So even if you don't need this information, pass it on to somebody. Let me call the lawyer and talk to the lawyer. So I'm bringing this to you guys, you need to use it. And so far, a lot of people have been using it, and I like that. So I'm going to try to call the lawyer and see if we can get the lawyer where you guys can get him, can tell what's going on, or to get in touch with him, or if there's anything going on out there in the system that we need to know about. Because remember, I know I'm not an immigration lawyer. That's why I'm bringing an immigration lawyer who know the system and can tell you. I only can give you a little bit of the basic, but this lawyer can give you everything you need. And remember, it's only $125 for a consultation fee. That means that you call the lawyer and pay your money. Once you pay your money, you're going to ask the lawyer every question that you need to ask the lawyer. The next time you call the lawyer is to retain the lawyer, not to call the lawyer and tell the lawyer, say, well, me forget a question. Write down all your question and ask the lawyer one shot. And then from there on, you have a peace of mind. You can sleep in peace, and you can get a citizen, your green card. If you just get married, you don't know what to do, how to fill the paperwork. If you can't read, the lawyer will take care of all of that for you and fix that problem. That you can travel and go home and see mama and see papa and see your kids them. And you know, you can stop running under the bed, hiding at the car, hiding at the bush, do everything. Every car you see you run, if you see one siren, you feel like there's a problem because police are coming for you. Peace of mind and legit in this country is the key. Before you go to party and floss and drink champagne and buy Louis Vuitton and all of them money into your, you can go to the mall and get your own credit card and spend. Before you go do shoplifting, take out a gun, sell drugs, rob somebody, beat up somebody, get your paperwork first. That means that if there is, at least you're covered, and guess what happened? You don't have to worry if the police are going to lock you up and call Homeland Security because they have a fugitive. Don't be a fugitive when you can. On the Jamaica, you don't like for bossy, you don't like to come on Facebook and show say you know hot and things are going for your friend and you don't have any papers. Sort out to the service is very important. Anyway, good evening, sir. How are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing
good, doctor.
Yeah, I'm just here talking to these people, telling them about getting their paperwork, and you have to tell them, because some of them right now buy a lot of gifts for Christmas. As a matter of fact, how was your Christmas?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, I want to ask you too. You enjoy your holiday so far? Is Christmas go good?
Yeah, it was okay. It was for me. It was just like another day. You know what I mean? So it just come and gone. You know what I mean? So drink some cereal and eat some cake and eat some fish and it was good.
My sorrow was rejected, and then it ended up on the floor. So it didn't go good for me.
Oh yeah, you didn't make the cereal good.
I like extra ginger in mine, and nobody else seems to like it. And then somebody knocked the bowl. They say by accident.
Oh yeah. They knock it over and spite. That's the.
Well, I'm making a new one now, so whatever. They're not getting out of it.
Ginger, a lot of ginger is good.
That's what I say. But
Right. Yeah. So what else is going on out there in the immigration world? What excited happened? What's what's going on? Because I know there's a lot always going on with immigration. You know what I mean?
There is. Yeah. I mean, for now, right now, the excitement is a lot around some of the new enforcement measures that are coming out, and then some of the new opportunities that people have as far as getting a green card through a green card holder if they're an immediate relative. Those numbers have become current over the past few months, so we've been processing a lot of them now.
Oh, so you're saying that... No, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, it just means that, when people are married to a green card holder, normally you have to wait online. There's maybe a year to 3 years, depending on how the system's going, before they can process your application, and you have to wait in your home country. Nowadays, about 4 or 5 months ago, they changed this. They brought all of the numbers current again. So that means that there's no waiting period anymore. You still have to wait for them to process, but you don't have to wait for your priority date to come up. So the visa bulletin schedule, that line that everyone talks about that you have to wait for, that line has been disappeared for anyone who is an immediate relative of a lawful permanent resident. Now, they've been falling behind a few months, but for the most part, they've kept it current, or at least close to within, a few weeks or a month of whatever date you get when you first apply. Because it used to be 2, 3, 4 years. Sometimes people would have to wait. And, anyone who's filed for siblings, which I feel like is everybody, they know it's 10 years waiting time period. But for legal permanent residents, spouses, children under the age of 21, and towards, well, unfortunately you can't do it with parents, but if you could have, that would have been great. But so for those categories, at least, you don't have the long waiting period anymore.
Whoa. So what about if a woman have a permanent green card and she married to her husband? How does that process? Is it the same thing, or how does that work?
So it's similar to citizenship, but there's a few sort of restrictions. So one of the biggest restrictions that we have is that you can't fall out of status. So when you're married to a citizen and you're here on a visitor visa, your visitor visa can expire, and
right.
the citizen can still apply for you, and you can get your green card, no problem.
Right.
With a green card holder, if your visitor visa expires, you can't file to get your green card. You got to leave the country first.
So what about abuse? What about if like the woman report or the man reports that there's abuse in the marriage, but there's green card, the husband have a green card or the wife have a green card and there's abuse, does they still have to leave the country?
No, so that's different now. That's called a VAWA, which is the Violence Against Women Act. And it applies to men, too. We've done a few male applications as well, because it includes oral abuse, psychological abuse. And what happens when you file that, though, which is the key for everyone, if you get divorced or if you separate from your spouse, get remarried. We've had a handful of situations where that happens. But essentially, if you've been abused by your spouse, and that spouse obviously isn't applying for you to get the marriage was married to a U.S. citizen specifically, then at that point you can turn around to them and say, hey, I was abused. Here's copies of, my either medical report, police report, psychiatrist report, anything of that nature, witnesses who say that they've seen it happen to you, and then you submit all that record in there to immigration. Immigration will come back. They'll give you a work card, and then eventually they'll give you your green card on top of it. Doesn't matter if you're in status or not in status.
But you did say citizen, though. You did say something about citizen right there.
That's right. So it's for people who are married to U.S. citizens. If the U.S. citizen abuses you, then you can go ahead and file for what we call VAWA.
So what? So it doesn't work for a permanent resident with green card?
So the rules when it comes to permanent resident green card are a bit stricter, unfortunately. They can't imbue that sort of power onto anybody like U.S. citizens can. That's why the first thing we ask people when they say they're married is we're like, citizen or not citizen? Because if it's not citizen, you're really limited on the type of things, unfortunately, that you're able to do. But like I said, now that a lot of the policies are changing, the visa bulletin seems to have been changing, we're seeing a lot more doors open that we weren't used to seeing anymore, mostly because of the fact that we were limited with our time frame. If it takes 4 or 5 years to get your card out, then those things get backed up, unfortunately. But
right.
So I normally... Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, so normally what I do is I try and figure out where people were, where their spouses are status-wise, and what happened to them. And then when we go from there, we can see all the options that apply to them in their particular situation. It's just, unfortunately, when it comes to green card holders, they limited them by a lot. That's why I'm always encouraging people to become a citizen as quickly as possible. Because certain things, like we had a military daughter who was applying for her mom, and unfortunately, we couldn't get the mother through because she's a green card holder still. And the mother is over here in deportation proceedings. And the green card holders can't apply for their parents. It makes no sense. They can apply for their children,
but
they
not
can't
for the
apply
parents.
For their parents. And so, as a result, once she became a citizen, which she just did a few months ago,
right,
we could immediately file for the mother. Because now the mother gets a green card without even having to wait online. The mother gets an immediate... That's how crazy the difference it is between green card holders and U.S. citizens. And so I always make sure people understand that.
Yeah. What about the fiancé visa?
Rent out a venue, hand out cards, an engagement ring, things of that nature. And once you prove that you're actually going to get married to a U.S. citizen, they'll give you this visa, and you gotta almost go same process as a visitor visa. You go in for the interview and stuff.
So how many days do you have? How long does it have to get married to that person once you come into the country?
90 days.
Okay, so 90 days. So people out there, if you're on a fiancé visa and so forth, you got 90 days to get married. And I think that if you don't get married within that time, you can't just leave that person and then just run after somebody else, because then you're going to have a problem. That's correct, right?
Of course. So there's a second step to the process. The second step is by the time you get married, once you're married, then your visa ends and you can immediately file for a green card. If the 90 days is up, then that means you have no visa, and now you better make sure that you go ahead and go through the normal green card process, because otherwise you're going to be in trouble. So when you go in for that green card interview, you better believe that they're going to make sure that you're still married. And then you don't have a 10-year green card. You only got a 2-year green card. So at the end of those 2 years, they're going to bring you in for another interview to make sure that you're still married.
Oh, wow.
So it's a whole set system that they have there.
So if a person, like say a woman bring up their boyfriend on a fiancé visa and they come and decide, say, well, I'm not going to marry to that woman anymore, I found somebody else. That's a problem, right?
It is, but we get a lot of cases like that. because there are things called divorce waivers where we're able to go ahead and go through them. But sorry, my apologies. You know, I think I misunderstood your question. You mean if the person comes on a fiancé visa? That's correct?
Yeah, comes on a fiancé visa, and then he decides, well, I'm not gonna marry to that girl because I don't like her. I found somebody else that I love her, somebody else that look better. You know what I mean? Things like that. You know, people does that.
Right. Yeah, the answer to that. So essentially what happens there, yes, is it's just sort of like now your fiancé visa, it almost acts like a visitor visa. Same thing. You got 90 days. If the marriage isn't going to go through by the end of the 90 days, you have to turn around and fly back home again, unfortunately. I've only had one situation where I was in front of a judge and we worked out some sort of deal so that she still got her green card. But to be honest, the law on that was iffy, and I think the judge might have been bending some rules for her.
Oh, okay.
In reality, the way the rules work is you're supposed to turn around and go back. That was just a weird outlier.
Okay. Citizenship. So if people if right now, as I was explaining to them, if they just got married and don't know what to do, if they don't understand the paperwork, it's best to retain a lawyer to get the paperwork filled out that they could, apply for the green card. Or if they want their citizenship and so forth, they can come to you for you to help them with their citizenship. But what I have to explain to people that when you go to the lawyer and the lawyer charge you to get your green card, the fee for the green card is not the same fee the lawyer is going to charge you. Means that you have to pay the fee for the green card and whatever the lawyer charge you for its time. And that goes the same thing for citizenship. If the citizenship, I don't know what money is it right now for citizenship, but if the citizenship costs $1,000, for example, you're going to have to pay that fee, the $1,000 and whatever the lawyer charge you for his time. Don't expect that you're going to pay $1,000 for your citizenship and that included the lawyer. That means the lawyer is just working for you free. So you guys need to have that information and don't get it confusing and stuff like that. Also, the lawyer consultation fee is $125 just because of me and because of my program. When you call the lawyer, you pay $125, ask all the questions possible in the world. Don't explain to the lawyer, well, you went to another lawyer and him rob you and him this and him that and all that. Obviously, you're coming to him because you don't like your lawyer or whatever happens. So now you're coming to a real lawyer. So just pay the money, get your case, keep it moving, and, stuff like that. Because a lot of you like to ask a lot of questions, but at the end of the day, you're not in the service. You're just asking questions because you just want to ask a question. And then you want to ask questions over and over. The lawyer is running a business and he's here to help you. Don't abuse the system. And if what about the criminal case? You have anything towards the criminal case of obtaining a green card or anything that they need to know?
Yes. That's one of my focuses. Has been a lot of people who are detained. Whenever people, especially a lot of people have crimes that go way back when, to the 70s, 80s sometimes. I've represented people going all the way back, I think, to the early 70s. And it comes back to bite them, especially when they try and file for citizenship later. And so, we work all of those cases. Or if someone goes to travel, or if they just got arrested. And, if they've been placed in prison, I go to prison, I visit them, we prepare their case together. First goal always is to try and get them out of prison and perform a bond, in order to get them to be released temporarily, at least until the case is over. And then, we always move forward towards green card. No matter what happens or what the issue is, that is our end goal. And what I like to tell people is that when we're in those situations, everything seems hopeless, but there's some little tweaks inside the laws. There are some loopholes. There are things that I've used, techniques that I've used that have been able to work out and help the person get closer to a green card than they probably would have been otherwise. Right. Unfortunately, however, what that means is that on the other side of that, unfortunately, is that it's going to be a long process. There's going to be a lot of stress. It's a lot of heartache, unfortunately, with the amount of time that these things take. But if you've got family on the outside willing to help you out, we can get through it. However, I'm also going to be honest with you. If you come in for a consultation, I'm going to be looking at your case. If I don't think it's going to make it through, I'm going to let you know. If you want to do a Hail Mary pass and go for it anyway, obviously, I'm there to ride with you. But I always like to tell people straight up whether or not you've got a hope and what level of hope that you've got. But most of the cases that we've been talking to people, you'd be surprised. There's been some good decisions out of the Supreme Court. One case we were making arguments for years, and judges were arguing back with me, but we were winning. And then the Supreme Court came out just this past year agreeing with us, and I was like, right? Exactly. So we're okay. So those have been working out. It's been a rewarding field, because it's also great to see people turn around from those type of mistakes and really change their lives. I think there was one gentleman from Trinidad who we helped out. We got him out right before the end. It was a weapons charge. I think there might have been there was definitely a lot of assaults and involved gang violence. But when we were done, we were able to clear out his name, clear out his immigration record, get him a green card. He immediately left New Jersey, of course, because he didn't want to deal with the type of people he was hanging out with before. Right. Now he's working for a church in Delaware.
Wow.
And yeah, one of the prosecutors that was fighting against him on his case, he's a judge now, and asked me about him, and I was telling him this story, and he was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Oh, he cleaned up good." He just turned around, walked away from, cut everybody off, went to work at this church. He had the pastor call me to make sure that everything. He's like, "Is he really legal?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, they gave him his green card back. It's over. He's good to go."
That's good. And you know, talking about, there's one thing that I want to bring up. Now, people, if you get a green card, if you get a conditional green card, and you get a letter that you need to come for an interview, and if you think that there is a problem, right, they call about for an interview, it's always good to go with a lawyer, because you don't know what the situation is, and any card can play. Do not be foolish and walk in a Homeland Security building and say, "Well, they call me for an interview, I'm just gonna go." You could go there and get detained for many reasons. There's so many things can happen. You go with a lawyer, your chances are better. So therefore, if they call you back for as a matter of fact, they have a thing called strokes interview, right, where they separate both person and so forth, and that can becomes a problem if you don't have a lawyer, because they're going to put the wife in one room, the husband in one room, and they're going to ask you pretty much the same question, but you don't know what they ask the husband, you don't know what they ask the wife. So when you go with a lawyer and so forth, a lawyer will prepare everything for you and get your case to work in a better way where you don't find yourself in a situation. Don't be stupid and be gangster and like you know everything and find yourself in a Homeland Security building, because trust me, there's some little man there with handcuff and there's cells there. They're ready to take you out and lock you up, because guess what happened? It's a fraudulent marriage. The wife may report something, the husband may report. There's so much things can happen. Don't be stupid. So that's why I'm bringing this lawyer to you. Go ahead.
That's one of the most important situations. Now, a lot of things people will try and do on their own, and I'm not against that. If you're able to get everything lined up and you know, and it's going to work out for you, go for it.
Right.
But when they come to challenge you, understand they have more experience than you do. And if you're getting called in, especially on those conditional green cards, if you're getting called in for a second interview, it's like he said, they could be pulling a Stokes on you and you wouldn't know. And the Stokes interview, like he said, it separates them. There's a reason why that's a game show, right?
Right.
You try and separate the spouses in some of these old game shows. We've got these board games where they try and say, how much do you know your children? How well do you know your wife? Because these are difficult questions that they'll be asking you.
Right.
And I remember one couple, they asked them, "Oh, how many TVs do you have inside the house?" And I think the man said 4, the wife said 3. And then when she came out later on, she's like, "How are you going to say 4?" And his response was, "Well, there's a broken TV in the basement." She's like, "Who's telling you broken TV?" But they got in so much trouble. They had to hire me. We had to refile things, all because of that one question. He's like, "They said every TV in the house," and it was a real marriage. And then we see that time and time, or the husband doesn't know the name of the son's school, even though he drops him off every day, but he doesn't pay attention. He just knows how to get there. And it's just, you see those types of things all the time. And so that's why I'm like, come in, we can prep you for it, we can work with you, and when we're there, you know, we can at least even work with the interviewer as well, just to bring up those types of little quirks of things like that, just to make sure that they understand, you know, people aren't perfect. They don't know every detail of each other's lives. It's ridiculous.
Right. Quick last question. Somebody said, how long does a green card holder husband take to come to the U.S. if he is in Jamaica? I don't...
Okay. All right. So the question is how long does it take for a spouse to bring in their husband from Jamaica?
Yeah, I think that's what the person is asking. Yeah. I think that's what they're asking.
So So if it's a green card holder applying for their spouse, you mean?
Yeah, I think, yeah, he said, how long does a green card holder? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah. So this is what I was saying, was that the visa bulletin schedule now has come up as current. So that what current means is the best way I do it is by spouses, because I think everybody in Jamaica has applied for, by siblings. Everyone in Jamaica has applied for a sister or brother at least once in order to come into the U.S., and then they learn that their sibling's going to wait 10 years before they can make the way into the U.S. So that's the line, right, for siblings.
Right.
What it used to be for spouses was several years, or at least 1 year was the best I'd ever seen pull off. Now it's been current. So that means that the moment you file is the moment they begin processing your application. It's the same way with spouses of citizens. When a citizen files, they immediately begin processing. That's what they've tried to make it now for green card holders. We'll check to see if it's still current come January, but at least as last I checked, which was this past month, we filed for somebody else and it was current. So what that means is that as soon as you file, they'll immediately begin processing everything, which is good. So right now, what we're seeing out of Jamaica is anywhere between, on the low end, we've been seeing 6 months for the lucky people, but we're usually seeing 9 months to a little bit over a year for the full process to take place. But they are processing those applications quickly now, and they aren't having people wait on a line. And that's one of those disabilities I was talking about before with these green card holders. They get limited in things of that nature.
Right.
I mean, things like VAWA still applies to them if you're married to a green card holder and you're applying for VAWA. Basic marriage applications still go, but it's just there's some of those delays that are put into the system that separates you from citizens.
Right. Okay, so that answers. So people, as I said, this is a lawyer that you need to have his number. You need to call his office. You need to retain him. You need to go and meet with him. You need to talk with him. He have an office in New Jersey. He have one in New York. And guess the good thing about this lawyer and so forth, right? He take credit card, debit card, PayPal, Cash App. And here's the next thing. If you live in Fort Lauderdale, he can help you. Don't matter where in the United States of America you live, there's a thing called fax machine, there's a thing called post office, and there's a thing called drop-off documents and so forth that this lawyer will help you. So not because he's in New York and you live in DC mean that he can't help you. He can help you. He's just not going to help you if you're in England or in Canada or whatever it is and so forth. But you just need to call this lawyer and so forth. Can you give them your number for me where they can get in touch with you?
Sure. My office number is 212-233-2988. That's 212-233-2988. And then I have my direct line that goes to my cell phone, and that's 973-500-2345. So that's 973-500-2345.
2345. So that's 212. The first number, people, I filed for him last year, October, and I don't get any approval letter as yet. Okay, my friend, well, you're going to have to call the lawyer, because I only could answer, you could answer one question. So if you think there's a problem and so forth, your file, then it's best to contact the lawyer. It's only $125. You can ask him all the questions and so forth, and I'm pretty sure he will give you some answer that you want to hear, or he could, whatever it is you want him to talk about. Remember, people, when you talk to the lawyer does not call me and discuss your business with me. I am bringing him to you. This is between you and the lawyer and so forth. I don't know what happened in your case. Only thing I'm going to ask you is that when you go to the lawyer and you get the service, you can call back and say, well, I've got you, everything is good, I got my green card, and recommend somebody else. You don't have to call me and say you want to give me money or whatever it is. No, just call and tell me, say you get you and everything is good, and so feel free to talk about it. So right now, the lawyer cell phone number that you should have, if you're driving on the street and there's a problem or wherever you're going, you should always have this number. Write this number somewhere in your pocketbook, write it somewhere in your car, write it somewhere in your phone, whatever it is, write it somewhere, tattoo it on your hand, whatever you have to do, because if you're getting a problem, you need to have this number to call and say, listen, them just detain me or whatever it is, I need to talk to you and so forth, Thank you for that office number, lad. Yeah. Thank you for that, Janet. Thank you so much for that. Boy, I could even. His number is 212-233-2988. His cell phone number is that you can reach him on his cell phone number is 973-500-2345. And the good thing is that it's not every lawyer give you a cell phone number to reach them. You only could call their office. Now, when you have a lawyer give him cell phone number, that means you can reach him, because guess what happened? If somebody get the TN or whatever situation, you can call him, retain him. So his cell phone number that you should have. Listen, people, it's time that you stop go to lawyers that's not going to help you. Lawyers that tell you that there's going to be a plane over there when there's really no plane over there, and get yourself into problem. Don't go to the good liar. When you go to the bad liar, you get messed up. Then no, not for a good liar after you spend thousands of dollars already. So guess what happened? Get a good liar, peace of mind. His cell phone number is 973-500-2345. 973-500-2345. His office number is 212-233-2988. You can call the office. It's $125. And as I said to you guys before, when you call the lawyer and you want to get a consultation, please write down all your questions before you call the lawyer and ask him. Don't call back and say that you missed one question or you missed two questions. Asking the most important. You don't need to know say your grandmother live this or your grandfather. You want to know what is going on with your case. That means it can better help you. The next time you pick up your phone and call the lawyer is to say, okay, I am ready to retain you. I'm ready to make a deposit. What is the payment plan or what is the arrangement? And you move on from there. And then what you do, you sit down, relax, let the lawyer work for you. Give him all the paperwork he asks for. Just be on time with everything. Be on time with the payment. Because a lawyer cannot work without money. You understand? And, just go through everything and all of that, and everything will be fine. Sooner or later, you'll be finding yourself in Jamaica, Trinidad, Africa, Guyana, wherever you want to go, and so forth. Please do not go to the lawyer and tell them, well, you're married to somebody and love them is a fraudulent marriage. The lawyer is going to run out of his office. That's not going to work. If your marriage is not legit, do not go to the lawyer. If you have any criminal history, you cannot hide information from the lawyer, because you don't want when time comes, you and him go in front of Homeland Security. Him look stupid and you look stupid because you did not tell him that, well, me did have a drug charge. Well, me did do shoplifting. Well, me did knock one woman out. Tell the lawyer everything. That means that he know what he's dealing with. That means that he can proper serve you. Open your mouth and tell him everything. Just like when you go to counsel and go in front of the pastor, tell him everything and he will help you, right? So that means him know what to deal with. Okay, we need to file this for the criminal paper. We need to get a disposition. Whatever it is, I am bringing it to you. Sir, thank you very much. Any last word before you go?
Yeah. Just two things real quick. First thing, like you said, when you call, have all your questions lined up. It also helps if you have all your paperwork, at least the stuff you got from immigration. So, like for the kind lady that's sending messages right now, she can just simply have her receipt notices, because I'm going to be asking dates, times, things of that nature, so I can figure out what the problem is. The second thing I would say is just, if you're going to call in, please let me know that the doctor sent you, because I got to be sure, that I know who's calling and where they're from, so at least I know,
Right. So you hear that, guys?
You got the deal from him.
Right. You hear what it says? Listen, ladies. You just buy a lot of gift. Ladies and gentlemen, when you call a lawyer, right, tell him that you hear it on the Dr. Love program. You get $125. You just spend a lot of money buy a gift. $125 to you is nothing. But guess what happened? You're going to have a peace of mind. So just tell a lawyer, say, well, I heard it on the Dr. Love program and they said it's $125 and so forth. Now, you have a video that you can go back and say, well, here it's $125. You know what I mean? And you can get your consultation. Be on time, show up at the lawyer office and just do what you have to do. And in no time, you can sleep. You don't have to worry about peep through the window. You don't have to worry about the car around there. So you don't have to worry about certain things. And what you do, you relax, stay out of trouble. Stay away from criminal activity. Stay away from drugs. Stay away from guns. Stay from anything that's going to cause you to affect your immigration status. Stay away from it. Walk on a thin line. You see the yellow line in the road? Make sure you walk straight at all time. When the lights are green, you go. When it's a red, you stop. When it's a yellow, it stop. It don't mean say you must go through and do illegal activity. If you don't have any papers, do not go behind a wheel and drive in this country, because you can put yourself in a serious problem. The simple little things in this country can cause you a problem. So please call the lawyer now. Sir, thank you very much. And we will do this again, of course, you know, as things unfold and so forth.
All right. Thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. All right, people, so that's the lawyer. Listen, me bring the lawyer to you for help you, right? You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my program. But guess what happened? Me know say a lot of you sit on my program right now who don't have any papers. Who married to somebody for over 3 and 4 years and don't even know where to start or how to go. The lawyer have payment plan. So if he charge you $100, you have the full $100. Work it out with him. It will make things work for you. Nobody sit down there and contemplate and worry about people, business and do all kind of things where not going to help you. Just retain the lawyer. I am bringing a lawyer that's going to help you. That's why I bring the lawyer. You know what I mean? So get the paperwork sorted out and so forth. Even if you don't need the lawyer, pass on the number to somebody, because somebody somewhere or the other who selfish and be bad mind. If you know, say, your cousin over there, say your auntie, your best friend need a lawyer, you know, say she has spent thousands of dollars, you must spend thousands of dollars, and retain a good lawyer, man. Find a good lawyer where you can retain. That means say you can have a peace of mind and so forth. I am going to be doing this regular for the New Year's, bringing lawyer to you. So if you have any question, you can call me at 973-342-2487. I am not an immigration lawyer. Take down the lawyer number and call lawyer. As I say, he's a good lawyer, and trust me, he deliver. He make magic happen. This is not a fraud. I never pick him up on the street. He's a good lawyer. So please, to retain this lawyer and get the paperwork sorted out. You understand me? I say? Thank you guys for everything. What else going on? What else is going on? What else is going on there? Right now I'm waiting for my woman to come home and know. Oh, there was a lot of Christmas. I'm grateful for this doctor though. I'm ready to work with him. Thank you very much, Janet. Doctor asked him if he used Zillow as well. Yes, he do use Zillow as well. Yes, because I remember, yeah, he does use. I'm gonna be as soon as possible. Well, my friend, let me tell you something, my friend. My number is 973-342-2487. 973-342-2487. That's my number. So please, to pick up a phone and call the lawyer. And people, trust me, $125 you can't pay, because I know some of them pay some people some wicked money, you know, a lot of money, and it's not a good lawyer. There's a lot of lawyer out there who's not a good lawyer. I bring a good lawyer to you. I beg you, please, make the right decision. Sort out yourself. Get a green card. Be free in this country. You get a work permit, your social, your green card, you can drive, you can rent your own place, you can get your own credit card, you can travel, you can be a part of society. You don't have to worry about certain things if you get a green card. You understand? Just put in the paperwork. If you just get married to your husband last week or last year, or you just get married today, or whatever it is, your wife or your husband and so forth, get ready, get all the paperwork and put in the paperwork and get your green card sorted out. Get legalized in that country. Get your citizen in that country. That means that you can be here and so forth. I know that there's an unfortunate situation where a lot of you find yourself in problem or mistake happen. We all make mistakes in life. But you don't keep making the same mistake over and over and over and over. You understand me? I say you was arrested for something and you don't know what to do. Call the lawyer and say, listen, them lock me up because me dey stand on a corner with no lightering, and is it gonna affect my immigration status? Well, me and my woman did in the house a fight and me never lick her, but she said me lick her and then lock me up or whatever it is. Well, you know what happened? Me go in one store and there was a shoplifting and them a say me and not me or whatever it is. Well, me stand on a drugs can and then catch me with a little bit of weed and me do the time and come out and go through probation and so forth. Me want still call the lawyer and pay $125 and get your consultation fee. Get a lawyer that's gonna tell you what's what. And I'm always gonna bring the lawyer to you. Anyway, big up on yourself and spread the word. Tell the world, click the notification and like button that you click the notification when we come on, you can know so we come on. Big up on yourself and all that.